sometimes being a pastor gets a little lonely. You feel a little isolated, and these lead cohorts allow me the opportunity to connect and share and pray with, and even get to minister sometimes to these other pastors and other church leaders.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Rosalita Cortés. Yo soy miembro de la iglesia Jones-Wiebe. Yo sirvo en el ministerio del grupo de la alabanza y soy diaconisa. Cuando me enteré de este taller me interesó mucho porque habla sobre el liderazgo, cómo también madurar en la palabra del Señor. Y al estar en esta clase me ha ayudado mucho a saber cómo un buen líder siempre tiene que depender de la palabra de Dios y tiene que depender del Señor y estar en constante oración. Mi parte favorita es porque yo tiempo antes he leído Ermias, pero nunca lo había visto de la manera en que el libro que estamos estudiando lo enseña sobre ser un buen líder y ser. Ermias ha sido un hombre muy humilde, ¿no? Y eso también es parte de un buen líder, ser humilde y siempre sentir el dolor.
So for me, coming back into the pastorate, there's a lot of changes that have happened. Technology changes in the church, but also just the nature of the church and society has changed. So the cohort was a great way for me, I guess, on one hand, to connect to other pastors, reconnect with pastors I hadn't seen in a long time and within the USMD family. But it's also given me some insights into what they've been dealing with while I've been gone these last 12 years. It's also, I guess, I'd say, helped me feel less alone in ministry. You don't always have an opportunity to think through things as Mennonite brethren. What's our perspective? From our faith perspective, what's the theological background or context? So when you're in a context with pastors like that, they really dive into those kind of things. Pray for each other.
ቅዱሳን እግዚአብሔር ይባርካችሁ። ፓስተር ኤርሚያስ አማኑኤል እባላለሁ። ዴንቨር ኮሎራዶ የምትገኘው የኢትዮጵያ ወንጌላዊት ቤተክርስቲያን ከፓስተሮቹ መካከል አንዱ ነኝ እና በዚህ በሊድ ኮሆርት ሜኖናይት ብራዘርን ባዘጋጀልን የስብሰባ ፕላትፎርም በየወሩ እየተገናኘን የኢትዮጵያን ፓስተርስ በዚህ በሜኖናይት ጥላ ስር ያለን ፓስተሮች ተገናኝተን እርስ በርስ እንበረታታለን፣ የጊዜውን ኢሹዎች እንነጋገራለን፣ ትምህርቶችን ሐሳቦችን እንከፋፈላለን እና ኮሆርቱ የተዘጋጀው ከዚህ ከኮቪድ በፊት ነበረ። ግን አሁን በዚህ በኮቪድ ጊዜ ደግሞ በጣም ጠቃሚ ሆነው አግኝተነዋል። እግዚአብሔር ይባርካችሁ።
And I am part of the prayer cohort and also the youth pastor cohort. And they've both been really great for different reasons. The youth pastor one has been really encouraging, especially during this time of COVID, because I haven't really been able to connect with a lot of youth pastors in my area in person. So it's been a really good time to just kind of bounce different ideas off each other, figure out kind of how to do our ministry in this time of COVID, and be encouraged by hearing the stories of others. And then the prayer cohort has been really strong as well for me, because prayer is something that I have a deep passion for. It's a huge way to connect to God. It aligns our hearts with God's. It helps us just transform to be more like Him in such a powerful and deep way.
The cohort that I'm in is entitled Fighting Racism. And I was in the cohort with Pastor Terry Hunt, who's one of the leaders of this one 2 years ago. And I was excited that the MVs have a place to share our views, share our values, and be unified in discussion. I mean, I value that. Jesus said, pray that we would all be one. And this is a great way where we can do this. And this topic.
The cohort that I'm a part of is the one that has to do with pastoring churches in smaller rural areas. I've never lived in a city this small, and I've never lived in a rural area. Either knew nothing about farming or ranching or anything like that. And so when they offered this cohort for pastors that are pastoring in rural areas, I jumped on that. I think my favorite part of the cohort really is getting to know and hearing from the other guys. I love the relational part of it, and I think that the benefits of those friendships are going to carry over long after this cohort is done.